Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we are, well, it's no longer Friday Night Magic, it's now Midweek Magic. Midweek Magic, what the heck? Yeah, well, I must still be tired from yesterday. Anyway, so it's MWM this time, and we're in for a bit of a doozy here. This time, we're getting a preview of all the future standard precons. So for those of you who haven't been using the precon decks for a while, basically these get changed out every year with rotation. So I usually do a series on updating the precons, but now we're gonna do a series on just getting a feel for them, see how they play out. Now there are gonna be 10 precons here, so this probably might be divided into 2 videos. I'm probably gonna start out with the allied colors first. So we're gonna start out with white blue, blue black, black red. This one I'm actually quite excited for. Red green and green white. So we're gonna start with white blue. We're gonna take a quick look at this one, and then now normally this is a part where I probably should be paying attention to all the decks, but don't exactly have that much time for that. So I'm probably gonna just take a quick look at the 5 decks. The other ones will probably be a bit of a surprise, or we'll probably just look at them as we go. So we can't pull the cards around, so that said, what do we have here with Sky Patrol? Actually, it's a combination of things. It's mostly about foretell, so that's why if we look at our ground is interesting. We have 3 copies of Stonebinder's Familiar, so it's about putting cards in exile. Thankfully, foretell does that on our own turn. We take note, on your own turn, you don't want to exile stuff on your opponent's turn. So that's a good way to get some early aggro with our Familiar. And other than that, it's about buying time until we can hit our big guns. Now, unfortunately, in terms of big guns, we don't exactly have many big guns. Like our biggest gun here, Shepherd of the Cosmos, is a 3/3 flyer for 6 mana. Okay, you can foretell it. It's a good way to return a permanent from the graveyard to the battlefield, though mana value 2 or less, there are quite a few. You probably want to be returning Luminarch Aspirant back most of the time. The interesting ones are, well, the Cosmos Charger, kind of a non-bow with Stonebinder's Familiar, but at least getting the foretell cost to be 1 less is good. Also, Flash Flying is always good. Augury Raven on turn 3 is actually decent is pretty decent as well. I feel like maybe 3 copies of Vega the Watcher to draw us extra cards might be a bit overkill. But at least this time we finally have 3 copies of Saw It Coming, so it's much better than having the copies of Neutralize in the previous one. 3 copies of Expel for removal. It goes to show that our state of removal is not quite great. I might have preferred another portable hole, although this one is so limited that might also be an issue. Journey to Oblivion is probably gonna be the better one, although let's see, Wizard, Cleric, okay, doesn't count. Warriors, so at most they're only like 3 creature types. Realistically, we're only gonna see 2 if we're lucky. We do have at least a copy of Doomscar and a copy of Starnheim Unleashed, so that's a very good way to start things off. Also a copy of Elite Spellbinder. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with this one first. Let's see, can I select? No, it's just look at deck. So we'll select the Sky Patrol. I'll probably do about 1 game with this, 1 to 2 games with this. I'll have to keep a check on time. I might be tempted to do all 10 decks at once, but I'm probably gonna just break this up into 2 videos because I think the tolerance for a 2-hour video is, well, not that high these days. Also, it's easier to find the deck that you're looking for. So right off the bat, this is interesting enough. We do have a portable hole in case we need to remove something early. We have a turn 1 Stonebinder's Familiar, so that's a thing also. Actually, so I probably want to lead on this one, then turn 2 foretell the Doomscar, grow this into a 2/2, so we have a bit of an early start. Thunderous Orator. Or we throw the Orator in the hole. Get ourselves a 2/2. Also, Elite Spellbinder is a decent combo with this one because we are exiling a card on our turn. Now, opponent does get to take their first shot into the dungeon. That's pretty much... actually, the one other thing that I'm very excited about in Adventures in the Forgotten Realms for basic... I'm actually slightly annoyed that White Blue did not get Dungeoneering. Maybe 2 decks that revolve around dungeons might be a bit too much. I would have preferred to have that. So I actually want to offer the trade. So we're gonna go Elite Spellbinder. We're gonna nuke a card from their hand. Okay, the 3/4 might be an issue, but we can eventually block it. The Vanishing Verse is gonna be a real issue. We can make our opponent pay a lot of mana for it though, so that's probably fine. I'm gonna offer the trade. Opponent obviously not gonna take it. The Selfless Paladin venturing into the dungeon. Precipitous Drop. Probably gonna be one of the hallmark removal spells. So even more Dungeoneering. Probably puts a counter. Nice. So the interesting thing is... now our opponent still has Vanishing Verse live. Also, it's only once a turn, so I might as well do it anyway because I'm probably gonna Doomscar the board. I'm gonna see if our opponent might go Vanishing Verse. More likely goes Vanishing Verse. So I can probably... so he draws a card. Okay, so they clear the dungeon. I'm tempted to... so let's see what else do they have. I'm tempted to actually just play the Harbinger just to clear out cards. Just basically, it's kind of like baiting our opponent. I could also play Vega the Watcher, but it's gonna die if to the Doomscar, so let's not play into that. Come on. Let's see what our opponent goes for this time. Each player loses. They're gonna go aggro this time. So I'm gonna resolve this. We're gonna pass the blocks. I'm gonna throw the Harbinger under the bus. Let's see if our opponent's not this. Okay, opponent going to tech on this one. So we're gonna scry draw. We don't need another one. We don't need another land. So that's a very good scry for us. Starnheim Unleashed is gonna be fine. We can set it up. We can actually set it up in a sense. We can get 2 4/4s afterwards. So unless we discard a card, our life is precariously low. Now we can take it. Opponent is gonna have a Blood Chief. Oh no, he plays it out. What's this? Warrior. Okay, so yep, they played out. So I'm going to probably just foretell the Starnheim Unleashed. We're gonna need to start catching up. 4/4s are going to do it. Now I don't mind actually hitting lands here. So I can play Vega, then make a 4/4, so that draws us a card. I think I want to just go for it. Let's force our opponent to have removal since they're in top deck mode. That's an auto block. We can't afford to take damage. Opponent probably has a pump effect. That's fine. Actually, it's not. It's a pump effect. Brings it back. Yeah, sure. So we have a Shepherd of the Cosmos. We can use it to bring back. Unfortunately, it's mana value 2. So I kind of want to just foretell this guy here. Thankfully, Angel has Vigilance. So now we're kind of off to the races with the foretell. Opponent has Precipitous Drop. They've completed the dungeon. And they're going to... Each player loses 2 life unless they sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land. You're going to sacrifice a land. Yes, I am willing to trade here. So we hit our land. I'm gonna do a double check here. We can't really get... We can get the Carful Harbinger back. Might just do that. We could also get the island back if we need to. Yeah, opponent's going Barrow, so that's another venture. That gives them a 4/4 with Death Touch, so that's a problem. So I actually need to... I need to just unload everything now. Opponent might hold back on defense. Oh no, going on offense. So... Let's see what dungeon they crawl into this time. Oh wait, they can also get stuff back. So... We're gonna throw two creatures in front of this anyway. This doesn't have that touch. What did they do? Just gain 1 life? So we do have a problem that we now have to deal with Nadar, who is now pumping the team. We have a Cosmos Charger. We're just literally trying to taking advantage. Also, what's the next one they can go? Scry 1. Okay, Scry 1's fine. I don't remember if our opponent has instant speed removal. We'll just have to accept that. Okay, at least puts it in the bottom. Flash Flying. We're using up all our rares at this point. Opponent lets us block. And we can foretell for 1 less. That's the demonic. Wow, the demonic gifts is actually doing good work here. So might as well foretell because we can't cast. So opponent gets Nadar back. So being unable, and take note, Portable Hole would have been a good way to answer this, but Nadar simply just has too high. It's simply too high. Yeah, like I'm looking at this Portable Hole now, but what's it going to... It would have been great for the token a while ago. So we probably just have to take... I just have to take both. So we're not winning per se. We're not winning anytime soon, but we're probably not... Well, we're very close to losing actually. Yeah, always being in the back foot. It goes to show that white losing a lot of their typical answers is an issue. Like, Portable Hole is no Banishing Light. It's no Elspeth Conquers Death. Our opponent's gonna get Oh, they went... Yeah, they figured I wasn't gonna attack anyway. And thankfully, our opponent only had 2 demonic gifts. But now we're kinda flooded. I'm just gonna start swinging because I don't think the white-black deck has haste. They probably do have some... Oh, they're also... Something's not right there. But yeah, definitely we do need to give it a good top end. I'm trying to think of one that's... Oh, this is good. Our opponent might have removed... Wait, let's... Careful, go to combat, attack, draw a card. Nice. Not nice. We're drawing lands, but I think we... Gloomstalker, yeah, that misses that one. And this has double strike. So what does this guy do? You gain 2 life. This... So... I'm trying to remember if there's... I'm going to do the exile part. So I'm actually gonna swing with both. Because whenever a creature gets blocked, it just allows me to bounce it back. The annoying thing is he bounces this back, so I don't get to draw a card, but I do get to go and get in for 1, so that's fine. But yeah, Portable Hole is simply too... It might be even weaker than Detention Vortex at this rate. So I have to block this way. There's no... Give up the Dawnbringer Cleric. Yeah, White-Black is looking very good. I'm actually so... Yeah, it's not good. We're going to end... And this is only on our attack. So on defense... We're going to lose both of these guys. There's simply no way around it. Opponent had a very good sequence in keeping the Dar alive. That yes. Good game. Unfortunately, the solid that's probably... So for people complaining about counter spells, that is a main weakness of counter spells. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to do at least a second game. I'm gonna withhold judgment. I'll do 2 games for each one since I'm going to go through all 5 decks anyway. So this probably will be a longer video. But yeah, it's looking like White's removal is not so great. I'm actually... You probably want... you hear something on watch, maybe more. So that said, we are gonna keep this one because we have turn to Behold as an option. Kitesail Cleric. Okay, so this is white-red if I remember correctly. Which means... I probably want to Portable Hold the next card, not this one. So we're gonna Behold the Multiverse first. Yes, this is the card that you want to be... This is the card that you want to drop in the hold. But first things first, we're gonna cast this because we really... Wow. Game hates us. Okay, game hates us, but not that much. We could also use this to nuke equipment, which might be more relevant here, but we're gonna take out the Blade Master first. We'll see. Our opponent has a Dwarven Hammer, but I'm not gonna equip it anytime soon. Now we can surprise it with a Cosmos Charger, so like it's 3 to equip, so that makes it a 4/1. We can kind of trade. We don't exactly have a permanent in the yard yet, so Shepherd the Cosmos not doing much. Kinda want to foretell this. Then just run out the Dawnbringer Cleric. I know this deck doesn't... I think it has Fighter class as an enchantment, but that's fine. Because the way our opponent played this out really quickly, it's as if our opponent wants... Oh, Runer's a problem. Again, all the answers are... All the big threats are not 2 or less. So now we're staring down some... At least there's no trample. So I kind of want to hold back now. You know, it does have trample, so that's a problem. Halvar, God of Battle. Creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. Why does this happen to me? Like, where's the sword coming? So... Opponent has a perfect sequence that we can't get out. I can block with Cosmos Charger just to... it's not going to do much. So we're going to pass the combat. We could use Cosmos Charger to snipe Brunor, which is super feels bad. Also, no, Dwarven Hammer is 3 mana, so Portable Hole was not going to hit it anyway. Maybe it's an argument for hitting the Kitesail Cleric because it has flying. So let's cast this. Then it's foretell. I'm probably better off just blocking this one, but this is kind of a lost cause for us. Our opponent hit their proper sequence. Basically, it's not looking good for white-blue. In fact, it's... Oh, okay, take it back. It's looking slightly better for white-blue. Now, it is a problem. Our opponent can just re-equip this one. And this gives trample. So, let's see. 7, 14. Yeah, we're kind of dead anyway. And then you gain 2 life is very pitiful at that. So we're gonna call this one. So white blue, my initial thoughts are until we get good removal for white, this is not panning out. The single copy of Doomscar, yes, it's relevant, but a real control, because this one's effectively a control deck in terms of in terms of how it plays, because like you're buying time, you're playing these to set up the next turn. And as far as control deck like this goes, you want more Doomscars. You want removal that's a lot better than expel. You want to be able to control with more elite spellbinders. Basically, that's also the other thing. Control decks are traditionally rare heavy. A watered down version just is not gonna cut it. That said, I'll probably have more thoughts about this when we do look at the other decks. But for now, let's move on to blue-black, because this one's control center. This one's okay. It's about taking control, but this one is the other flavor of control. Unbelievable! I'm doing control back to back. So we get cheaper counter spells this time in reject. It doesn't synergize with the Stonebound Familiar, but I probably would throw those away anyway. Vega the Watcher, there's a reason that did not see play as well. So yes, it's about buying your spells back. So Tazim Royal Mage is really more of a late game card, but taking control early between Reject, Elderfang Disciple cutting down their hand, Poison the Cup. There's some Vampire Spawns to drain some life. There's a Gelatinous Skull Raid. I hated this when they did the white-black Angel Precon from the command zone. I still don't think this is good. Yeah, I still don't like this. But it does give another foretell. I probably would have preferred Saw It Coming, or maybe more Poison the Cup, or maybe return to the Tides, because we do have some big creatures that we're playing into. Like, it's basically survive until we could get to this level. They actually do have one reanimation in the form of Port of Carfel. Actually, that's another thing to mention. The land bases are very different. Like, when we get to green-blue, that's all snow-covered lands. Which makes sense. It is playing into the snow-covered team. But it shows that the other decks are not afraid to have one of weird uncommons. This one I'm willing to keep, because we can foretell these anyway, worst case scenario, and we have a lot of turn 2 plays. So turn opponent is going Ranger's Hawk, so this is white-black again. So the next question is, do I just flunk the bird, or do I buy some time? Well, we have plenty of time to flunk stuff. Also, maybe I should... Yeah, there you go. I think I'm gonna just play the Elderfang Disciple. See, our opponent does... It's 7 minus the number of card. Like our opponent needs to have a full grip for the Ranger's Hawk not to die, so that's... Opponent discards a precipitous drop, so... They seem very confident, which means our flunks are going to be relevant. We just need more mana so we can hit the other... Oh. So, opponent doing Acererak the Archlich just to get a free venture. Okay, now I'm convinced that Skull Raid might be a good play. If only to start emptying our opponent's hand. So, in fact, since our opponent is not going to... Since our opponent's not going to be venturing any time... They could just keep recasting this to venture. Most likely they cast another creature like their Veteran Engineer. So, this is what? 7 minus the number of cards. 7 minus 3, that's 4. So we can still nuke this. I would prefer to have at least have another hit another land, but not that kind. I'm actually gonna go for the Skull Raid now, because I can just chump block the Dungeoneer for the time being. Ooh, nice. We got them to ditch the Disciple. Wait, ditch the Vanishing Verse. So opponent's gonna do another venture. What did they venture into? Yeah, put the counter, so Ranger's Hawk. So next turn we probably can do Skull Raid again, or we can do the double flunk. I think I can afford to take damage, so I'm actually going to flunk the bird first. Play the Elder Fang Disciple. That gives us another blocker. Opponent's probably gonna play this out just to now the problem is we let our opponent complete the dungeon. That's probably the sad part. They just did not complete the right one, but we do get to... Oh wow, they also draw a card. That's the problem. So they can still keep the... They can still keep a Serarak. So I'm probably gonna just flunk the Dungeoneer. Then hold these up. I can just cast Curate. We're doing control things in the sense that we're just taking our hits. We're waiting for our opponent to cast something that doesn't go back to their hand. I think our opponent's smart is wisened up to that fact. We could have also just responded by Poison the Cup just to kill it. But I'm planning to do the Curate anyway for the time being. We're taking just one. If our opponent plays something out, I'm really grateful for that. Also, I just noticed that this is the D&D logo. Opponent gains 1 life. It's still not doing Tomb of Annihilation yet. I probably would have done that first, but yeah, kind of makes sense not to. So we're gonna Curate. Contact Vampire Spawn. I don't want to put any of them in the graveyard. I probably want to draw Vampire Spawn first. No, we're gonna end up with both anyway. So opponent. So we're gonna actually pass here. We're probably gonna end up just... If our opponent just plays this one again, I'm probably just gonna Poison the Cup. So much for the Scry 2, but that is how it is. Now they're gonna have to... The bad news is they've technically already completed the dungeon, so... Cloister Gargoyle, so that's a problem. 3/4 with flying. They get the free venture. Now we're starting to hit our mana. Like, I can play this one just to gum up the ground, but it locks us out of this. I'm actually gonna just play the Skull Raid first. And contact another plane. See if we can hit something really good. Also note that we ourselves did not complete the dungeon yet, so let's say I hit Mind Flare, take this one. Yeah, not exciting. Yeah, we're taking down these beats really badly. Opponent, another... Wow, they hit the back-to-back Cloisters. And we draw 2 cards. What? Fine. Okay, Royal Mage is good, but we might be dead by then because we simply have no... I am forced to play Vampire Spawn at this point. So I think our opponent was very aware of, well, after the first Skull Raid, our opponent's scared of the second one, so we should not have expected them to play into that. So definitely Vampire Spawn. Give ourselves a buffer, and might as well poison the cup now. Which is not good if our opponent has anything else better, but we don't have a choice. We're gonna die to flyers already as it is. So pretty much the out against the Venture deck is to stop their Venture, which is easier said than done if you're also playing, if it's Precon on Precon. We can kind of buy some time with Royal Mage getting, say, Flunk or Poison the Cup. Oh, wow. Do they have another? They have another pump spell. Okay, so yeah, that Silver Quill command. Also note that yes, the enemy colored ones all have access to one command. I probably need to double check some of the others, but yes, I know the lore hold. The red white one had lore hold command. So they have access to some really good spells there. It's looking like white-black is gonna be the... Between the precons, the white-black one seems to have the most synergy. I like the blue-black one more than the white-blue one in the sense that it can actually answer something that's already landed. Oh yeah, we do have a free mulligan. Let's remember that. That said, we do have a curate and a reject, so opponent taking advantage of the free mulligan and a mulligan again. And we're gonna ignore this one because there will always be these people that are like, if I don't get the perfect hand, I'm not gonna play. Come on. You will you have to learn how to play even with imperfect hands. Like the past week or so, I've been playing, I would call it the old version of Rogues. So it's the old version of Rogues with Zarat-san. It's kind of similar to the Challenger deck, but taking my advice to trim a lot of stuff. So this is definitely where I mulligan. Yeah, this is definitely a no-go. This is playable. Oh, you find the Villain's Lair is a counter? It's just a poor one. Our opponent's playing the Snow deck. So we're probably going to start trying to empty our opponent out with Elderfang Disciple, buy some time. Sculptor of Winter, so that's the ramp spell of choice. I might even choose to Elderfang into Poison the Cup next turn. Though I will note that not hitting blue is not going to quite help us. Though this is probably very good in terms of... It's okay in terms of flexibility. Yeah, not having to discard 2, not so great. Though this deck does have some reanimation, so it is better in that sense. Opponent ramping with the emergent sequence. Opponent not being able to play the land first, so I'm probably gonna just end up poisoning the Sculptor of Winter. The Elderfang can trade with the Snow-Covered Forest if need to. That's a Curate we're never gonna cast. I don't like ditching this one early, but sometimes you kind of have to. Let's hope our opponent doesn't just untap into a Snakeskin Veil. In fact, I'm going to offer the trade, which our opponent clearly is not going to take. Are you? It's a 1-1. Yeah, I figured. You're never going to trade that. Our opponent still has quite a full grip, so I might choose to just play Elderfang's Skull Raid first. Oh, we finally hit an island. I might actually just go Elderfang Curate since we know we have an island now. So we're gonna just start pitching stuff. Making our opponent pitch stuff at least. So that's probably the control part here. Are there better options for this? Inscription of Ruin, that's a rare, but yeah, we got them to discard the Icebreaker Kraken. So we're gonna pass. Thankfully no trample. So we're gonna have to quickly find a flunk or something. Oh yeah, I was considering that power word kill is also on the top end there. So tap target art. That's fine. It's like we're doing 1-for-1 anyway. Now that said, the one card I noticed that's not here that probably should be here is Blood on the Snow. That would... Okay, contact other plane, clear water pathway. I probably want to keep both. Doesn't matter which one I draw first. So block this. Buy some time. Opponent's down to 2 cards, but I don't want to foretell this. So this gives us the option to just learn their secrets at end of turn, so counter spell's not wasted. We're gonna be taking 11 though. Ugh. That's probably the one problem. Like if we're not hitting removal, that's an issue here. So far, it looks like I'm getting beat down by proactive decks, which makes sense. That's control precons are usually very weak. So that said, let's empty their hand. We're going to snipe the spirit, that's for sure. I'm probably gonna do it now. Yep, see, they have Quandrix Command. They also have a Gretchen Twitch Willow. Possible that we're still dead. I'm probably gonna trade with the snow-covered forest because I'm trying to because they do have some top ends. Like they discarded the Kraken, but they still have 2 bookworms. And since any removal I have is gonna take this out no matter what it is. There you go. Cast with Kicker. We're getting back Poison the Cup. So we managed to survive long enough for this to be relevant somewhat. Lotus Cobra, that's kind of fine all things considered. Probably want to there's no point in just well, there is a point in foretelling. I wasn't gonna be able to cast anything else anyway. Opponent makes 1 mana, does nothing. Do I Mind Flayer their Lotus Cobra? That feels really poor. Because we're about to go down to 1. The other option is... contact other plane. See if we can hit a removal spell. I'm trying to remember if this has pump effects. I don't think it does, but we're so dead if we're wrong. No choice. I don't like this, but we kind of have to do it. If our opponent draws into something big, then we have a problem here. So fortunately, the answer is no. Make black mana. Just cast Skull Raid, whatever it is. Let's force them to cast it or discard it. We draw a card anyway. So the card is a bookworm, so they can put... Oh, wow, that's neat. How much is it to cast it? It's 8 to cast, so they missed it. So they're missing it by 2 mana. So we have some time. Our opponent could just put it on top, but they probably want to draw into something else first. They can do this anytime anyway. Ashaya is a problem. Ugh, we haven't been lucky in our dice rolls, and now our card draw as well. Well, we do have to... Okay, let's do a sanity check. This destroys target creature, so there's that. Does this have trample? No, it does not have trample. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Ah, the problem is we mistapped this one. If I held on to 1 black, I would have been able to snipe this right away. So... yeah, so we goofed up on that one. Thankfully, he has no trample. I might just end up giving up the Lotus Cobra. Our opponent can tap this as a forest, but they are short 1 mana, and the Bookworm's in the graveyard anyway. Opponent knows we do have that we have a Poison the Cup, so that's an issue. Blizzard Brawl. Yep. So we are giving up Tazim Royal Mage. There's that. Yeah, so we kind of misplayed that one. Ooh, there's a Gelatinous Cube. We'll play the land first. Play Gelatinous Cube. We're taking the Lotus Cobra because I'm going... so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Snipe Ashaya. Perfect. Then our opponent just drew a Bookworm because we know our opponent put it up there. So... wait, they did put it up there, yeah. Oh. Oh, wait. Did they put it up there or is this something else? I wasn't really... but Graven Lore Scry... that's a good one. We will have Imrit, but it won't survive... it will not survive a Bookworm at this rate. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ascendant Spirit. Also note that we probably will just spend our mana to dissolve this guy. Opponent needs to have another land and the Bookworm to land. I might... there's the other land, but it's tapped. 4, 5, 6, 7. Our opponent can just pump this, like... it's not an angel. That's the... you're supposed to go in sequence. It's not an angel, it's a spirit. You can't just skip to the... no, you can't do that either. Also known as... this one's very weird. But I wouldn't say it's very weird. It's more like it is... you kind of have to read into it. But yeah, if you're not used to playing Ascendant Spirit, you feel like, oh, I got the snowman, I'm gonna jump hoops. Nope. I'm gonna jump straight to the end of the queue. No, you have to jump through the hoops. That said, I might end up holding Imrit back. Unless I can land a creature with flying. Yeah, opponent's learning the hard way. Okay, Flunk's not gonna... actually, I'm gonna hit our opponent here. Because we can flunk this if... Undersea Invader. This ETB is tapped, so it's not a good blocker. So far, I know they don't have anything in haste, so we might as well just flunk this guy. Let's flunk our opponent for not knowing how to play Ascendant Spirit. I can so imagine our opponent's gonna be... yep, there's the Bookworm. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Let's show them what our card is. And there we go. So we did manage to get the win off that one, though we can thank our opponents slightly for not knowing how to use the Ascendant Spirit. We probably would have had some 2, 3. They would have gotten it up to a 4/4, so there's a chance that we might have to worry about the Ascendant Spirit later on. But we'll take that one. So that's it for the Control Center deck. What would I recommend here? I not so much recommend this, but as in what are we looking for? Like we actually have Baleful Mastery. We never hit this one, but this is good removal. Gelatinous Cube's always good. If you have Valky, if you have copies of Valky, that's an alternative. Though you might want to splash red for that. I'm liking the creatures we have. There's probably a good replacement for Undersea Invader. The dragons, well, the blue dragon is easily is probably replaceable. Black dragon is fine as it is, but yeah, the dragons can be replaced. So, but we do have a very good shell. We just need better top ends at this point. A learn lesson package would also be something worth considering. Like we are trying to build up some early advantages, and I can see there's no reason not to do to have a learn lesson package here. Now we go on to black red. This is one I'm looking forward to. It's mostly treasures, so it's about ramping up to big stuff. And our big stuff right now is a Westgate Regent, a Goldspan Dragon, and a Red Dragon, but there are some other big things we can hit up also. Other alternatives are like Hired Hexblade, Jaded Sellsword. It's just they're as commons. They're kind of hard to say, but we do get a copy of Zorn. So that's something to look forward to. So this one's all about the treasure. I really believe this one's gonna be a hit. Basically because it's ramp in colors that don't traditionally ramp. Also imagine if you get some of the cards here into historic, like you combine the making treasures with Mayhem Devil. Oh my! But let's go. So turn 1, Shambling Gas. I'm willing to keep this one. I'm not unwilling. Probably gonna go with the frog first because if our opponent doesn't matter if our opponent has a blocker or not, we can just swing. Shambling Gas gives us interesting choices here. If we're not able to nuke someone's creature with a -1/-1, we can just get a treasure token, which is very relevant. And also some incidental card draw over time, which is not a bad thing. So opponent, yes, this is the third time we're running into white-black. We do have a Dragon's Fire, but we have to be conscious on who we use it on. Like, if it's just Malakir Blood Priest, I'm not gonna bother with it. Opponent might just end up taking. I probably should have held this back on block. I probably want to still hold up Dragon's Fire though. Yeah, opponent's not gonna block. Yeah, I'm gonna hold back a bit. I can just do Hired Hexblade, hold up Dragon's Fire next turn. So double black, so Wanty Fangblade. Opponent, of course, they swing. We're gonna burn this one because Death Touch is an issue. We'll take the hit there. Probably next turn I'm gonna just hold back the Shambling. Oh, another Dragon's Fire. I'll just send on the Unwilling Ingredient. Actually, I could hold back the Unwilling Ingredient because I kind of want to draw cards now. I probably should have also played the Hired Hexblade. We don't have to. It's more like I want to draw the card, but the actual skill is just playing this as a 2/2 for 2. So our opponent gets their first venture. If their opponent swings a Blood Priest, I block with the Ghast, I make a treasure. Alternately, I can block with the Ghast, go for a -1. Then torch this one again. But we're so flooding right now. I'm actually gonna just play the Hired Hexblade. We haven't drawn anything that relevant. I'm gonna keep swinging with this one for a bit, but we're eventually gonna need cards. Missing the boat on getting the treasure token on this one is a bit sad. No, it's not a bit sad. It's very sad. Going in an adventure, so I'm gonna feel bad if I draw the red dragon next, but it is what it is. Thunderous Orator, so this has flying. Sudden Breakthrough. We do get to make a treasure out of this, so I'm gonna swing with the Hired Hexblade. I can actually swing with both. Force the double block by these two, and I can snipe the Orator at least. Yeah, Orator is a very good choice for the white-black deck. There's so many. It's like incidental flying, incidental vigilance, incidental death touch. Orator is very good here. Opponent now having to make a decision. Kind of wish our opponent had blocked with this one, but at least that's one less flyer to worry about. That said, I probably would like some. Yeah, they intentionally did not include anything with Learn Lesson here, just to simplify the decks. But the first thing I'm going to do is investigate putting Learn Lesson here. So this one's a very this is very nasty for this one. Menace, Lifelink, Vigilance. We'll probably lose the 2 life at this point, but yeah, well, it did not help that it didn't help that we simply did not draw anything non-land. So opponent is catching up. Guess Skullport Merchant. Oh, yeah, and also missing black mana, that hurts us. So if I want to. So let's look at the situation here. As it is, the first thing I'm going to block is probably the Null Priest. Actually, we can also block the... We have to choose between one of these two to block. I can block the Orator first. I'm trying to remember if there's pump effect or some sort of combat trick. Nope, closing statement on Hexblade. Opponent's, yeah, slight. Now I can just draw the card end of turn. Probably should do so. There's a Grim Bounty. Ugh, the mana is an issue. Wait, I get to create the treasure token. That's... So I make one back. So slightly stabilized, but yeah, if our opponent keeps drawing gas, we're in trouble. I might have to spend a turn sacking this thing, but there is a lot of double black, so that is a problem. Not another closing statement. Yeah, then I don't get to draw. Oh well. That I can attribute it to this, but this is still an issue. Hey, hey, got another merchant. Probably want to just activate one now, so black. So it's pay first, choose the treasure to sack. Deadly Dispute. Ugh. I think, yeah, losing all our creatures very early, not good. So force the block. And yeah, we're dead. Yeah, hitting so many mountains early is a problem. So this is one thing that's always going to be constant when I do upgrading these decks. fixing the mana base. Like, if we have too many... Right now, I would say that losing Fabled Passage is going to be the biggest blow to any upgrade series, because that's the easiest upgrade. It's like 4 rares that go in any of these 10 decks. Losing Fabled Passage is a big blow. That said, it's a matter of just adding 3 more pathways. That's the easy part. Finding other ways to fix it, like, if the deck is not so aggro, we can add Shimmer. Oh, come on. Well, we do have free mulligans, so let's take advantage of that. Do note that we don't get... So, okay, Thieves' Tools, Hired Hexblades. There's an interesting series here. I don't think I'm liking the idea of concept. I'm not liking the concept of Jaded Sellsword right now, but we'll go with this one. You're definitely landing Thieves' Tools first, just to get the treasure. It's basically like Incidental Ramp. Our opponent's playing green-red, which we will do. So, if we don't hit mana, it's a problem. I'm definitely going to just play Hired Hexblade at this point. Yeah, we're going to play Hired Hexblade. And we get to play Champagne Gas, so that's also another treasure. Though, if our opponent lands another land, we might have to just choose to take it. At least this is equipped too. Because here's the thing: if I block with these guys, we lose the Hexblade, but the Shambling Gas survives. That's... I am concerned that these colors do have good pump effects. It does get us another treasure if we have to. You know what? Let's deal with this once and for all. If we eat a removal spell along the way, so be it. Choose your weapon. Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. So we make a treasure. And we get that combat trick out of the way. Finally hit the mana. Probably want to play Sorn first though. We're probably not gonna block because generating treasure is gonna be more important. We do have the Sudden Breakthrough and the Skullport Merchant to do that. If our opponent has more removal, well, these are the colors for it. No, we're gonna take. That's how important Sorn is. Opponent goes Kazandu Mammoth, one of the better rares. We're starting to hit our land drops. So I played this. This makes 2 treasures. I can hold back the Sudden... I'm probably going to hold back Sudden Breakthrough and Sorn at the moment. If things get really hairy, I can just cast Soul Shatter. Thank goodness, that's an instant. Hobgoblin Captain, Pack Tactics. But it has to attack also, so not... Well, this was an all-star back in the draft. Brushfire Elemental. Okay, something considered. I might end up willing to take... Does this get haste? This doesn't have haste. Now question, if I... Okay. Creature or Planeswalker with the highest mana. So he'll have to choose between one of these two. Let's block first. I probably want to save this because this is card draw. Okay, Kalane, that's good. So other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1 for each mana spent to cast them. Oh wow, I can spend 4 mana to make this a huge one. So he gets first strike and haste, but do I even want to block with it? But I probably still want to swing with it though. Actually no, because our opponent's about to give this one. Well, this can block it. I'm trying to think if there is any treachery style effects. I'm actually gonna attack. So that's one big hit. Now we need to see if our opponent has any more we can survive. We have the Soul Shatter, so that's still something. If they move to combat, I will cast the Soul Shatter immediately. Hulking Bugbear has haste. So this can trigger, but it's only first strike. Opponent needs to decide because that just gets first strike. He knows how I'm gonna block. If he swings with those two, it's just the... Playing it slightly safe, though I think I'll remove... I'm probably actually gonna just draw... Wait, hold on. No, opponent concedes right there. Okay, so we managed to get that one there. Yeah, we were about... I was gonna move to draw another card already at that point to see if we can dig deeper. I probably would have started swinging with Sorn and just holding back the big dude. So that's the treasure hunt deck. Definitely want to consolidate the early game. We probably want more of these, more cards that generate treasures early. So we're gonna be in the lookout for those. So probably we need to consolidate our payoffs also. Like Immerstrom Predator is well, it's fine. Well, it's a good card altogether. Orcus is probably the best one there. We didn't even hit that one. Skullport Merchant, very good in this deck. Sorn, yeah, you definitely want more copies of this. Basically, we probably just need to consolidate some of the cards here. Like, this feels like it wants to splash blue for Prismari Command. That does give us treasure. But we'll take a look at what black and red have to offer in generating treasure. They do have quite a few there. So it's a good thing that previous deck was the one we fought, because that's what we're going into next. It's the Savage Lands deck, so it's all landfall. You have a Kazandu Mammoth, Brushfire Elemental, Coom Hellhound, which I still hate to play with. But otherwise, everything else is reasonable, like Hobgoblin Captain, Hulking Bugbear. It's very good early aggro stuff. It's basically a question of, is this deck good without the usual good stuff, without the usual adventure good stuff, without Lovestruck Beast, without Bone Crusher Giant, without Ember Cleave? We'll find out. I would say that I definitely would prefer to have the removal package in red over here. That said, this one seems to be relying on pumping its creatures, so I can see some of the inscriptions coming in. Also note, Embracing the Landfall team, 4 copies of Evolving Wilds. Still not a fan of Akum Hellhound at this point though. So we can ramp to Froghemoth, but we have no early game plan. I'm very tempted to just mulligan this, even with the Froghemoth here. Like, this one only is you may play an additional land, but if we don't have any, it's bad. Let's take free mulligan. Okay, this one's slightly better. We get an early aggro with Hobgoblin Captain. We are not under any pressure to use the Evolving Wilds, which is a plus. Opponent's playing white-red. Ooh, bad. I'm actually going to play the Akum Hellhound first. Next turn, I want to just land the Evolving Wilds, play Hobgoblin Captain. Then next turn, we can do Vastwood Surge. Yeah, might as well do it now since I know we're going to need the mana for this eventually. So, definitely take Forest. Smack our opponent early. I don't think we're going to be kicking the Vastwood Surge anytime soon, but that's fine. It does set us up for a quick Owlbear. Opponent's going for the Scavenge Blade. I probably just take the hit here. Kitesail Cleric. And also, Captain gets first strike. Our opponent can... yeah, chump block. That's true. That's... so next turn, Owlbear Evolving Wild. So... opponent probably wants to start swinging, though. Thankfully, the one equipment that gives double strike is not here. But it is starting to look like that the... Brunor, so 5-1... opponent might even hold back, though hold back is a bit awkward. So I'm gonna actually hold back the Owlbear first. Probably gonna ping our... they could just ping the Hobgoblin Captain, which saves us 5 damage. That's good news. Hard. Ugh. Maybe there are too many lands here. At least we get to play Pack Leader. This is more like... this does feel more like a setup for the next set coming soon, in 2 months. Yes, you have to pay mana for this. Ooh, but that's a big hitter. 9 damage. I probably will block. I probably should double check what else makes a token. So yeah, this is where the power comes in. Without spot removal, let's see how good Choose Your Weapon is. Yeah. This only doubles some power and toughness, so 4, 4, 8. Oh, that's enough. He survives. So it just so happened. I would have been tempted to do the same thing with Brunor though. When it goes Akum Warrior. So this one becomes a 5-3 and gains trample. So this can hit through this one. Fortunately, the Owlbear can't. Opponent trading that way. That's interesting. I might have traded with Brunor. Sure, I get less damage through. I lose the buff, but I don't end up with a creature that the Owlbear can block. Yeah, if our opponent is just stacking... oh, they might be seeing if they can do a full 20 immediately. Which is possible. A Maul of the Skyclaves would... 15, 16, 18, 19. Close it. I probably will still block with this though. Because it's so unlikely our opponent does not have a... Though technically we could have just swung in through with this. Yeah, we well, at least we can force our opponent to block this. I'm probably looking forward to the red card, the one that you found some prisoners, because that has some destroy target artifact tacked onto it. And now we get to nickel and dime our opponent for the next few turns. If our opponent lands a creature, we could have played that better. For one thing, we did not have to block Brunar. The fact that our opponent still has a play concerns me here. Our opponent's doing the math on Rune of Sustenance just to redraw a card. Probably digging for a creature of sorts. And the nice thing is some double power and toughness. We got like 2 activations of this, so we can make this an 8/8. No trample, but might be semi-relevant here. Opponent concedes there. They ran out of creatures, I suppose. But yeah, I would have preferred to have like some of the cards like Bull Strength. That one, there's a reason that's a cheap cantrip in... No, it's not a cheap cantrip. That is a level 2 spell. But I think I've only played it only if I needed it, or rather as like when I played the Cleric in RPGs, the only time I played that spell... No, I would always have that spell up. But usually there would be better options. Like I would usually prefer Aid. I would prefer... Yeah, because I was playing 3rd edition rules by then. This one, not so great. Yes, we get the hulking, but we lose the early aggro start, which is very important here. So we... isn't this... Okay, not exactly the same one. We do get the 2-drop instead. So we will play this first. We'll probably take... I can see an argument for not playing this... For not playing this immediately, just play the Evolving Wilds first. Our opponent's playing the black-red deck, which might spell trouble for us. There is quite a lot of removal here, as we've last experienced, so I'm probably gonna just get another forest here because we have a Nut Mountain next. So basically, I want to swing in with haste. Force our opponent to, say, cast something with the token immediately, though if they spend it on the... If they spend it on the Cell Sword, it will make us wish that we had a lot more removal. Skullport Merchant. That's actually not too bad. It does neuter this one, but we could convince our opponent to... Okay, no, they attack, so we're not convincing our opponent to trade with that. So much for that synergy. So I'm gonna play Targnar now, knowing that it's probably gonna die. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I have a pair of 5s and a 6 on standby. The last thing I want to do is be caught in a position where my 5th land or my 6th land is this and I need to crack it. Yeah, we lose out on landfall triggers, but we can't complain at this point. Opponent surprisingly not playing a land yet. Usually you want to play land so you can sack this to draw cards. That's the beauty of Skullport Merchant. Yeah, we'll take the hit. So we would have 2 choices. I can just swing this as is, or I can just and threaten to pump. Opponent gets another treasure. Thankfully no Sorn. That would have been really annoying. Opponent still has the potential to have removal though. Let's crack this now. We will need another forest. Our opponent probably has removal, so we should keep that in mind. Hit another Highland Forest. Yeah, so I definitely want to play this one first. Now note that choose your weapon is interesting because this is essentially plummet. Well, it's not pure plummet. It's not. It won't take out an X6 flyer. It won't take out certain dragons, but it's big enough. Though, speaking of which, yeah, I'm thankful that the black-red deck does not have a certain mythic red dragon. So next turn, no choice. We're probably just running Owlbear after Owlbear. Opponent plays Westgate Regent. Ooh, wow. And because he spent 2 treasures, that's a 6. Yeah, Kalane very good. So I was saying that there is a fail point. That's the fail point. So I can scale the heights, but this is about to become a 12-12, and I will have no response to this. Let's swing first, see if our opponent blocks. Opponent probably just takes. Yeah, they're just gonna take. So I have no outs to a 12-12. It's probably safe to concede at this point, actually. Yeah, we have no outs to this one. Kalane is very good if so. So green red, there is a weakness here. Basically, it's not having enough spot removal. Like, it expects to be the aggro deck. The fact that we weren't quite aggro is an issue. So the fixes I would be looking for are the fixes I'd be looking for is to bring down the curve. We're the one with the Inferno, apparently. So, as much as I like the landfall package, I might actually convert this into a goblin package. Like, there's the Battlecry Goblin. That one works together. It works with this one. I'm probably going to be looking more into pack tactics over landfall at this rate. Sure, having the Brushfire Elemental Kazandu Mammoth is nice, but we don't have the Embercleave in this set in as an option here. We don't have Great Henge as an option here. So there's a reason people were playing lots of Werewolf pack leaders. I very understand that. Toski's good as an option. Owlbear, it's common. It is what it is. Phylat, yeah, if the tokens had reach, I would consider it. I probably would be looking into. I'd probably be looking into stuff like more flyers, because I don't want to be relying on just 2 copies of Choose Your Weapon. And our opponent was very smart. They could have easily held back treasure, but no, they just went all in on that. Green red, that's pretty much green red's weakness. If we had an actual plummet, maybe that'd be a consideration. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of thought that needs to go in here to see what needs to be fixed. I could also just upgrade all the lands to snow covered, add frostbite. That'll be a very big shift there. Anyway, so we're going to the last deck. I haven't seen anyone play this. This one is the Lifeline deck, so it's all about gaining life. So we have a Johnny's Pridemate replacement, Trelasara. We have a different kind of Innkeeper this time, only gaining life instead of drawing us cards, so boo. But we do have an Inscription of Abundance. So this one is all about gaining life. So the key card here is, aside from the Righteous Valkyrie, pretty much Lurking Roper. Like, being able to tap and untap with a very big attacker, that's pretty much very good. We need to keep looking into gaining 4 or more life, which is not very easy, though it is doable. I don't like Attended Healer as a way to do that. I don't like... Well, Celestial Unicorn is our Ajani's Pridemate alternative here. So of course, the problem here is that a lot of the life gain is very piecemeal. It's like one life, one life, one life. Cleric class helps that, but yeah, the usual good payoffs are asking for like 3 or more life. I guess it's fine. Well, let's give this one a try. Though again, not having to rely on a very wonky mana base is an issue as well. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I probably could. Yeah, I definitely would lean this towards more white. I probably would try to find ways to cut the green off. There we go. We have some starts here. At least we can. Hold on. This creates a treasure. Target creature you control when the. I guess it's kind of fine. We can. This is red-white though, so but I'm doing this now. Basically, I'm expecting this to die so that we can use Pillar Drop Rescuer as the comeback. Devouring Tendrils is kind of an option. We'll end up trading. I might want to play Lurking Roper first before that happens. If we can find a way to give this guy lifelink, I'm all in. So we'll take that. So we're taking 3 damage, that's fine. Gonna get that out of the way. Hit the Righteous Valkyrie. We'll play the Lurking Roper first. So we can. So depending. And Devouring Tendrils is nice, is because it's not an actual fight. It's more like a punch effect, where it just deals damage. It just deals damage. So I'm probably gonna just swing with Lurking Roper. I'm gonna trade this off immediate. So that untaps it, gains us some life. And we probably just play the Prosperous Innkeeper to, well, give us another treasure. So now our opponent is super incentivized to take out the Innkeeper, but we do have a way to get it back. Yeah, Lurking Roper. That one's kind of what we're looking. This is pretty much gonna be the big payoff for the life gain deck. Opponent goes Dancing Sword. They're probably gonna just equip. Oh, they pulled something. I think this is a removal spell, if I'm not mistaken. So opponent just took the hit there. Also nice things. This Pillar Drop Rescuer is also a cleric, so if we lose the Innkeeper, we start gaining life through Righteous Valkyrie. I don't think that's a Doom Scar. That'd be so unfair if it is. I'm thinking it could be a Demon Bolt, which would take out Righteous Valkyrie and make me not too sad. Pillar Drop Rescuer gets Righteous Valkyrie back. The opponent is thinking hard here. Shepherd of the Cosmos to buy a creature back. We're eventually gonna lose the Lurking Roper somehow, but this is also a 3-drop we can get back, so something to consider here. Trelasara Moondancer. So we're just we're gonna waste it a little bit, but basically I just want to because if we swing we're keeping the second one. I'm assuming our opponent has to wait to take it out. So definitely swinging with Lurking Roper here. Opponent wants to super mass block with a lot of stuff here. Actually, I should have put this one down. I'm just assuming our opponent would have a way to trade it off. Opponent just taking it. Yeah, let's hold it back for now. Like, I'm super incentivized to trade off Trelasara. My concern is if our opponent makes the Fireblade Charger really big, I might end up just taking the hit because I don't think I want to lose. Well, I can afford to lose some of these guys because of Pillar Drop. I would prefer not to lose both at the same time. I would rather trade off Trelasara first. Opponent's really in the tank on this one because this is a very interesting situation here. Like, our opponent wants to buff the Fireblade Charger because that is... like, they're going for it. So I'm definitely taking one and just blocking... and blocking the other with Trelasara. I'll definitely take the Shepherd up top. No, opponent's just letting it hang. So... let's keep that. So the opponent's what the opponent's looking forward to is to bring our life total down. But they might end up having to snipe creatures first. That said, we have to remember that we probably could end up losing quite a bit of our board at this state. Okay, so he's going all in on that one. Probably sniping the Righteous Valkyries to kill the Lurking Roper. In which case, I get the Righteous Valkyrie back. Opponent has to block one more creature at least. I would say block the... blocking Trelasara is a good one too. Opponent's really in the tank on this one. They're trying to do the math to see what does it take to... So, yep, they're going for the snipe on the Valkyrie. And get themselves a Flying Sword in the process. That's fine. But that's not enough damage to kill anything here. I would have expected an additional block. Oh, it puts it into hand, so not... which is fine. It's actually safe. It's safer that way. So the opponent knows that we're about to... so the opponent's super incentivized to bring our life total down as much as possible. I can see our opponent like dumping everything onto Shepherd and force us to block with Pillar Drop Rescuer. Yeah, they're going for it. If they can, they know that if they can take our life total down quite a bit, it's a very big deal. Royal Eruption. Okay, so that's how they're doing it. That said, our opponent doesn't have enough blockers. Like, they need to block both the 7. Yeah, our opponent was caught in multiple angles there. So Lifeline is apparently, that was quite good. Only because we're able to keep recurring certain creatures. We hit our Lurking Roper on time. We hit Trelasara at a decent time as well. We'll do one last game with the Lifeline deck. Let's see how long I've been. So 1.5 hours. So this is definitely gonna be the last game for this one. After this I'll do a quick quick synopsis on this. That at least I have an idea what to look forward to. Fortifying Draw, not good. We have a Lurking Roper as our start. We have a Minimus Containment to buy some time. But I'm willing to keep this one if only to show that you need things to be consistent. Okay, Maha or Maya? Maya, Bredaguard, Protector. I probably would have preferred one of the other cards. Like, we have the Cleric class. I think I would have preferred the Paladin class to go with this one. Oh, come on. I would have loved Trelasara earlier. So we'll play the Lurking Roper now, because we can play Trelasara, hold up Fortifying Draught. Opponent not playing a single creature at this point. Very interesting. Goes for Halvar. We might not have a choice here. Now, I know the white-blue deck has ways of removing enchantments. I don't think the Pigment Storm. Okay, forced to use that. Oh, wait. Yep. That Lurking Roper is gonna be a pain. Just like an arena. So it turns out that okay, the deck that I have the biggest hope for, black red, lives up to it. Green white, very surprising, but if we line up our threats right between Trelasara and Lurking Roper, Celestial Unicorn probably is good, like a 5th or 6th one, but we might want more Righteous Valkyries or the like. Luminarch Aspirant is kind of fine here. We never hit Cleric class, but that's a good one. Fortifying Draw is relatively surprising. It's no Revitalize, but it doesn't draw us a card, but it does work from time to time. Interesting that we have both the Felidar Retreat and the Maya Bredaguard Protector here. I guess it's a way to kind of go wide because we are not exactly threat heavy here. We probably should be on the lookout for cards that benefit us from gaining life, like say Book of Exalted Deeds. I can see some people. I think some people just puked at the back there. I'm very sorry. But some things to consider there. We'll probably be in the Attended Healer. Yeah, that's kind of a way to go wide a bit, which makes you meet in the tavern very good. Drizzt's good. Yeah, but something to look forward to basically is beefing up this early package here. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Next episode, we're going to cover the other 5 decks, the enemy-colored ones. Especially Dungeon Delving, the one that's been a thorn on my side for quite a while. But you know what? I do understand why it's popular. I think it's popular for a reason. And we'll get to try it for ourselves next time. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Enjoy your midweek magic.